What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another video. Today is a very exciting video. Last video we got the clutch and the adapter plate and the transmission on, and today we are going to be cutting off the old KA mounts on the frame and then stabbing in the 2J and making some motor mounts and training mount. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. These are the mounts we'll be cutting off. Just cut along the weld. I never did weld underneath, so it shouldn't take that long to cut these off, really, or make that much of a mess, because I plan on doing a lot of the metal work out there in the lean-to once I get the mounts welded in. I'll drop the truck back on the ground and then pull it over into the lean-to, jack the front up, do all the finishing welding and stuff so I can have my garage back. I just need a level ground to make motor mounts. But yeah, let's get all set up. I've got some stuff that should help with the fire a little bit, and or at least not necessarily fire, but I hate fucking when sparks hit me. But yeah, let's get set up and get these motor mounts off. Alright, got the motor mounts off. These right here, if you're wondering, are from when I had the RB in. I had to notch it for the CV axles in the front. But yeah. Alright, I got the engine up just a little bit, but there's something I forgot. Spin you guys around. I have to take this oil filter off to take this old part of this engine mount out, and I don't think I'll be able to get to it when it's in the car. And then I'm going to softly put the new motor mounts, which are right over here, let's see, these bad boys. See how they fit. Hopefully they don't sit too tall or the motor's not too wide. Yeah, but I needed something with a long stud because that's pretty thick on that motor mount. But I'll show you guys here in a second. Let's get that off. Alright, here's the new motor mount installed. It sits lower than I thought. Hope they work, but I'll show you guys step by step. I had to do 2 washers, a lock washer, then the nut, because the stud was actually, this part was actually a little too long. Alright, we're on the other side here. Here's the motor mount. This is what I was talking about, the other thing I have to show you. See that little hole there? When you line this up, that hole lines up with the dowel, but it's just a little too far off. So what you have to do, try to hold this up while I do it, is I found a drill bit that'll work. Just drill that dowel hole out. Once you get it drilled out, if you want to use these mounts, you slide your new mount on, and it goes all the way on. And see how that little bit of stud, the threads? That's why you have to use the 2 washers, lock washer, and then the nut. But I'll get this mounted up and then we'll slap her in and see how she looks. Alright, as you guys just saw, we fought to get it in. I'm not sure if I'll make the motor mounts just yet, because I might take it back out and beat on the firewall. I'll show you guys here in a second, but look how she looks, man. Bam! Man, does that give me some motivation. Remember, it was already prepped for a inline 6, so all that clears. There's still some tweaking that I need to do. I need to make sure the chassis is level. I need to make sure the engine's level, the transmission's level, see about what kind of angle I want. Because I can jack up the rear a little bit more, get the transmission up higher. Give it that when the truck's level, the motor don't look like it's leaning back. But yeah, I'm super excited. But this is what I was talking to you guys about. Don't know if you can see it. The turbo looks like it might be hitting right there. And I think I can hit that in, which I'm not afraid to hit it in, it's a drift truck. But I also can jack up the back of the transmission. But clearance for days on the drive or the steering shaft. I'll take you guys under here in a second. But the motor mounts are going to be, I want it to go off the frame. See the motor mount there? I was hoping to have it more up here, but it looks like the motor mount, because I could go off that subframe, but I really don't want the weight sitting on that subframe. I want just the suspension being on that subframe. So I'm going to make a plate to bolt that to, and then I'm going to have arms coming up and brace it that way. That's where the motor mount's kind of even on the frame. For being all custom, you know, for those guys freaking out that like this thing ain't ever going to drive straight or whatnot, did have 240 suspension all the way around. I drove it for it as a daily back and forth to work for over a year, and the only thing I did is I think I went through one set of tires in the back. The front was actually dialed pretty good, but it drove straight with the RB. I squared off the front subframe with the original frame, not necessarily this front frame rail, so it should drive straight and true once I get in alignment. Or I'll probably just do a toe alignment myself, but because I don't like taking stuff to shops, and I don't even know if a shop would even touch this thing. But yeah, let's take you guys underneath, and I'll show you what I got so far. I just got it ratchet straps at the moment. But there's so much clearance I can jack up to get that turbo off and then slide it back. That's probably what I'll do. Because look, there's the frame. It definitely needs to go up quite a bit more now that I think about it. But I need 2 jacks to do that, but just the jacks or just that ratchet strap's holding it up for now. Off camera, I leveled the motor, leveled the chassis better, made sure 100% everything's 100% level. It's centered in the engine bay front to back of the motor. I got the door shut, but yeah, it's really windy outside. But we are going to make some motor mounts today. We're gonna make them out of cardboard first, and then just transfer the templates onto some flat steel and cut them out. Let's get it. Took some measurements. This is what I come out with first for the base plate. Motor mount will sit like this. I'm about to show you guys. I'll cut the length down, and then I'll make some side plates, and then I'll trace them out on some steel. But show you guys what I got so far. I could go off the subframe, but I don't want none of the weight bearing down. Alright, I got the bottom, the right, and the left cut out for what I'm going to do. Bottom, right, left. Let's get her cut out. And just like that, we got them cut out. May have to do a little bit of trimming on this one, but I don't think we do. I wish I drilled the holes a little better, but there's the side of it. There we go, that's a good view. Got both sides in, got the base plate in. So yeah. All I really had to do is just trim like a little bit on this edge on that base plate here. Here's this base plate. Here's my camera's light. See, there's that base plate. And I'm tying it into that rail that mounts the subframe. Make that all stronger. And it's all 1/4 inch steel. Yeah. As you guys seen, I got the pieces for the driver's side motor mount cut out. And I just did the passenger side off camera because I wanted to show you guys the welding process and stuff, but it's so tight. I had a hard time even getting the MIG gun underneath there, but I'm gonna take you underneath there now and let you guys look at it. There's the driver's side. Motor mounts are done. Swapped out the training mount for the KA training mount. That rubber bushing there. I'm gonna go to the stock location there and there, and then it's gonna kind of like V to this mount here. Showed you guys what the motor mounts looks like the best I can. Now we're gonna work on the training mount. And luckily, from when I built the truck the first time, the 2 ends of the stock training mount I still had laying around, which are right here. So that's the full training mount, and then these, if I can get out of the light, these are from the remaining of the first swap. So I'm gonna cut these down probably right here. Do a 3-inch by, it looks like 4-inch long plate. Weld that all the way around, get those prepped, and then I'm gonna make this right here looks long enough, but I'll show you guys as I do it. Drill 2 holes, stick that on the rubber mount, get as much pressure on it as much to get the play out of the mount. Make the 2 sides. I'm gonna go from a 1-inch to probably 3-inch, and then I'm just gonna tie from here to the mount. When all that's bolted up and these 2 ends are bolted up, then we'll go underneath, get some cardboard, and we'll try to figure out the angles that we need to just connect those, weld those up, training mount's done. Simple as that. Let's get to it. Alright, we just got them cut, and I just got them welded. Here's how they look. I love that fucking welder that I got. They're still fucking really hot. Roll it inside and out on both of them. But now, I got the training mount that I'm using. Gotta drill 2 holes. I'm thinking about using this angle iron. It'll sit, you know, kind of like that, and then it'll have another piece coming up, and then I'll have like a little bridge in the middle maybe. But that should be strong. This is all 1/4 inch. It's just a training mount. As you guys have seen in that little bit of a fast forward time lapse, I finally got this one welded up after we did the first one. It's still really hot. Man, look at them welds. I love it. But we got that all boxed in, ready to weld, or ready to go. And then this one, on these, I'm probably going to triangulate a little centerpiece. Weld that in on both these. Weld that in. Next step is what I'm about to show you guys is pretty much connecting. Imagine this one molded to the frame, that one bolted to the frame, and then a piece to mount in between. Let's put them on. As you guys can see, I have a few pieces of cardboard. I have one little piece of 2x2 square stock. So now we just gotta make our arms to connect all three. You'll grab some of your square stock and some cardboard, just fold it over itself. What I do is I tape it to keep its shape. You can slide out. And now I'll take you under the car and I'll show you what I do with it. So I'll just lace it up there and start cutting away. Yeah. We'll just keep doing this until we get it, and I'll show you the after. Come up with something like this. The reason I went around the square stock is because you can slide it over, make your lines, just like that. Now that we got one side made, we'll go ahead and go under there, tack it on, and then we might be able to use that same piece of cardboard, make the other side. Alright, got her tacked in. Let's get the finishing welding done off camera because I don't want to destroy the lens. But I'm going to fill in this. Because if I stuck it down at the bottom, right there, it'd hang lower than the frame rails. So I had to make it a little bit different. Alright, there's a finished project for the trans cross member. As I said earlier, I got this gusseted out. Kind of looks like that. I got the little triangle pieces there and there. Let's put her on. Tranny's in. Mounted there, and mounted there. It's probably one of my best tranny mounts, honestly. Pretty heavy duty. Motor and tranny mounts are done. Next thing is I might post like in a month from now. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna get the chassis completely done, welded, everything welded. I'm gonna make a bar, a permanent bar that goes kind of like a 45 and then a 45. Something further back out of the way, but to support the strut towers permanently. And then I can also still bolt on, like make a bolt on style that goes straight over. But I'm gonna do that on, yeah, I can't be happier. At least for working in without a lift, you know, I did what I could. One last look. Motor and tranny officially mounted. Appreciate it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.